Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, the biggest books, the bestest looks, and all the charm it ever took. I'm Adrian Fort.
Oh, that was bad. That was the worst opening we've ever had. Like, I can take, wrangle the bigger picture, wrestle the bigger... That was terrible. I'm Dalton Gentry. I'm ashamed of you.
You're ashamed of me?
I'm ashamed. How long? Have you been, sitting on that for weeks now? Just, waiting for the opportune moment?
No, I came up with it last night.
Oh my
I wasn't sure when I wanted to unveil it.
I'm so disappointed in you. I'm pleased and disappointed at the same time.
How are you disappointed?
I don't know how do you come back from that?
I think that was very WWF.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. I like WWF. I'm a fan.
The biggest books, the bestest looks, and all the charm it ever took.
I'm telling you, we missed our calling of being professional wrestlers.
We still got to get that figured out.
I would like to do that. I would like you to hit me with a chair, and I think you would enjoy hitting me with a chair. So
I'm going to hit you with a wooden chair.
I'm not pulling any punches. I don't want the pop. I want the splinter. That's okay. So, Adrian.
Yeah.
What have we been doing the last few weeks?
Clearing snow off of our cars.
Okay.
Probably.
It's been a goddamn nightmare in Missouri.
Yeah, it's been bad.
We got a foot of snow one weekend. A foot. And
I think we only got 8 inches down here.
Yeah, we've got the full foot down in St. Joseph.
Up in St. Joseph.
Up in St. Joseph. I have to think about a map. You always have to think about the map. Which way? Okay.
Anyway. I think you should stay away from thinking about maps.
I should never think about maps.
Going down to St. Louis.
Shut up. You do go down to St. Louis. Pull up a goddamn map of Missouri. You go down to St. Louis. Anyway. So we got a foot of snow. And some of it kind of melted. A little bit of it went away. And we got another 8 inches of snow on top of ice.
Yeah, we got ice first. That's very important.
Ice first, and then 8 inches of snow on top of it.
And then it snowed another 2 inches a couple days ago.
And last night, I think we had record low temperatures. With wind chill, it was negative 20 in St. Joseph.
Yeah, I think here it was 0 degrees and negative 8.
Yeah.
With wind chill, something like that?
We hit negative 20 with wind chill. Negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius.
What
fucking
is
cold. I don't know. But half of our viewing audience is well, is that really cold in Celsius?
These American pricks.
Isn't 0 freezing in Celsius?
I think so, yeah.
So it was probably negative 500 degrees Celsius.
We're basically on the Kelvin scale at this point. So, but yeah, it has been very, very bad.
It's been miserable, man. This dawned on me the other day. I haven't left the house besides just to go to work. And I've lost 2 weeks of my life. Everything's snowy. You get that weird silence. You can't do anything. It's shitty out. I have literally just been hibernating.
What do you mean that weird silence?
The silence of snow? You never noticed that?
What?
Snow dampens sound, so you lose a lot of sound. That's why you get that eerie silence with snow.
Okay.
So even if you go outside, there's no day. It's just dead.
Yeah.
Everything is dead. And it's awful. And I've been hibernating for 2 weeks. I haven't done a fucking thing.
You live off of the sound of others?
I've been sitting at home just eating whatever we had in the freezer because I wasn't going to the store. I think Josh is dead. I don't know.
Josh lives in his attic, by the way, if you didn't know that.
Which is 20 degrees warmer than the rest of the house. So
how the hell does that happen?
No idea. But the upstairs, for some reason, there's more vents than there is downstairs. Yeah. So it's a lot hotter. And I've been cranking the heat because, it's negative 20 degrees. So
you just roasted up there?
It is literally a jungle upstairs.
He's been cooked in his bed.
Josh is just laying in his golden Speedo, just sprawled out in the middle of the floor. He's fine, though. I promise. He'll be okay.
A couple days, we'll pour some water on him. He'll be back to new.
So, in true fashion, something always has to go wrong. Something always has to break. I was sitting on the couch 2 days ago, and the dogs are doing their little dog thing, running back and forth in the hallway. As they do, they chase each other. They're fucking dogs. And they were shooting into the bedroom, and they'd run up and jump on the bed and run back to the other room. And all of a sudden, I hear a crack. Do you want me to shut that off? Will it make you feel better?
Yeah, probably. Go ahead. I don't know what the difference is between fucking dogs and non-fucking dogs. Do you have are they specifically for fucking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, the dogs. They're running back and forth, and then I hear glass shattering. So I'm like, well, shit, there went my lamp on the end table, or, there went the mirror. I don't know how. And I go to the bedroom, and there's nothing wrong. Not a goddamn thing. And I search for 10 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck did they break? maybe I'm crazy. So I deal with it, whatever. Go to bed that
Deal
night.
with it? What do you mean you deal with it? There was nothing to deal with.
I accept the fact that, okay, maybe I'm crazy.
Okay.
Moving on. So I go to bed that night. It's fucking cold in my room. It's really cold. And I'm like, why? So I go turn the heat up and it never gets better. And then it dawns on me that if this is my bed is against a window. I have a blackout curtain because I used to work night shift. No, one of the goddamn dogs apparently was running so fast it either hit or nudged the window, shattered the whole fucking thing. Middle of winter. So I now have a tape window until it's warm enough to deal with that for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might not have been a dog. It might have just cracked. So there's all sorts of ways that like condensation can build up and weaken the window.
And like, I'm not blaming the dogs. They were just doing their thing, and it was really, really cold. So even the slightest tap could have shattered the whole thing. But yeah, whatever. So I'm going to replace a window now. Figure out how to do that. We'll have to make a show out of it.
Didn't you replace a window this past summer?
Yeah. My whole house is just turning against
So you gotta refigure it out every time. gotta reinvent the wheel and the window.
What I'd like to do, I'd like to, instead of just replacing the glass, I'd like to replace the whole window.
The frame and
yeah,
everything?
the whole frame and everything. Because it's super old. It's like the old wooden frame.
Yeah, that'll be more expensive.
It will be more expensive, but in the long run, it'll be a better investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got in my truck, and so the lining of my door, my driver's side door, there's something wrong. It's fucked.
Yeah.
So every time it rains, there's sloshing whenever I open my door.
Okay.
B, whenever it freezes, my door freezes shut. So I've been getting in my passenger side, reaching across and headbutting the door open. But I get in the other day, and the damnedest thing is when it gets this cold and it's this humid, the frost is thicker and worse to deal with than snow or ice. Because the ice, once you get it warmed up, you can just slide the whole damn sheet off.
Yeah.
You know, the frost doesn't work that way. So I get in my truck and I'm warming it up, and holy shit, it was so cold. My window must have cracked. My windshield is cracked.
Yeah? Like bad or
So
just like a little crack?
Like all the way across.
Shit.
So I reach up and I'm like, what the fuck? No, it's just frost on the inside.
Well, that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, technically. But do you know how long it takes your defrost to defrost the inside and outside of your window?
That's fair. That's fair. Like, so I work mornings now, and like it's been so cold, it's always you have to sit and let the car heat up. Because even if you scrape the windows, you're getting streaks, and you can hardly see a thing. And there is nothing more like, introspective that's just going to make you realize your life is shit than at 7:50 in the morning, sitting in a freezing car, negative 20 degree weather, waiting for the windows to defrost to go to a job you don't like.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. And then at 7:52, you just accept your fate and you just drive anyway, because what's the worst thing that could happen? You don't make it to work.
Yeah. So, on that note, there was a day where, I don't know what happens with my truck, but every once in a while when I put on the defrost windows, I'll be fine, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the whole thing will fog up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I was on my way to work one morning, driving straight into the sun, and that happened, and the only way I know I didn't die is because people around me were honking.
Oh.
But something that'll make you question your life worse than that. So we all know I work overnights. Part of the overnight deal is cleaning the bathrooms. So I was cleaning the bathrooms, and we lock them overnight so people can't get into them. Well, when I'm cleaning them, I don't necessarily worry about that because it's 3 a.m. People aren't normally jacking around back there anyway. So I clean the men's room, then I'm cleaning the women's room, and when I'm in there, I normally lock the doors while I'm cleaning them.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to have to deal with anything. Someone tries the door, someone can them, it'll be fine. Well, I guess I forgot to relock the men's room. So if someone sneaks into the men's room, door closes, and I hear crying. Oh, damn it. Some lady got in a fight with her boyfriend, husband, drunk at the bar or something. Whatever. Doesn't come out. Crying, more crying. After I finish the women's room, I just got to stand around. There's this weird smell. By the time she comes out of the men's room, she is apologizing profusely, which I know is never a good sign.
No.
There was blood everywhere. And the most wretched smell that I have ever encountered in my life. So wretched that I had to take several breaks from re-cleaning the men's room at 3 a.m. That makes you question what you're doing with your life.
Fair. I've realized I've made it a life goal now to come to the place where you work in the middle of the night and somehow sneak in and just wait until you go clean the bathroom so I can go sneak and hide in the bathroom and wait. Knowing that you know someone's in there,
yeah,
and you're getting more and more pissed off as the night go on until you have to come find me.
Yeah.
They'd at least give me something to do with my evenings.
Yeah. So we had I closed the liquor section at 11 o'clock. We stopped selling after 11. And we had a guy who would break into the liquor section several times a week and steal things on overnight. I guess my cashier's not paying attention. It was every time I was cleaning the bathrooms. So I got wise to it. I was like, how the hell does this keep happening? Because you don't notice it as soon as you come out from cleaning the bathrooms. You just notice it at some point. The gate's been moved.
Yeah.
At some point during those wee hours of the morning, I've noticed the gate's been moved. So one night, I got wise to it. It must be happening while I'm cleaning the bathrooms, right? So I checked the cameras, and sure enough, it's during that time. So I always take my lunch, finish something after lunch, and then clean the bathrooms. So it was always between like 2:30 and 3 that I would go to clean the bathrooms. So about 2:45 one night, I just happened outside and checked down the building, and there's this fellow looking in the window, waiting for me to go and grab all the stuff to clean the bathrooms.
Nice.
Like, how does your life get to that point? That you know what time the overnight manager cleans the bathrooms, because that's when you're going to sneak in and get your old crow.
Well, he's got a good deal going.
Yeah,
you go in there, he gets his booze.
5-finger discount's not bad.
So I'm going to tell this story. So Megan used to live down in Liberty. Liberty's a pretty nice little, I guess you call it a suburb of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Very nice area, though. And she lived very close to a Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee liquor closes at 11 p.m., but you can still go do the grocery shopping. And she could go in when she was off work at midnight and say, hey, I want to go pick something up in the liquor section. And they'd unlock the big gate, let her in, she'd get what she'd want, and she'd take it to the register.
Really?
Then she moved to St. Joseph, Missouri. And apparently she went to Hy-Vee at like midnight when they're, still legal to sell liquor, but the liquor section was closed. She's like, hey, can you unlock the gate? And the guy's like, absolutely not. I can't unlock that gate. Why don't you leave? What the fuck's going on? I want to purchase things. No, that's how St. Joe works.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is, I've never been able to figure this out. For such a big city of St. It's a pretty heavy populated area, everything closes at 11 p.m.
It's better than Kansas City now. Everything closes at 10 or 9.
You at least have quick trips. If you want something in St. Joseph at night, you can go to the Speedies, or you can go to the Hy-Vee gas station.
You got Walmart's.
Or Walmart. Everything else is closed at like 11 o'clock. Nothing is open. And I cannot figure it out.
We live in cow towns. That's what it is.
I was reading a poll, and not a poll, but like a statistical thing. And St. Joseph is actually ranked like number 2 for like cities with highest really elevations of crime in the last 10 years. Like we outrank Detroit, St. Louis, everything. It's all St. Joseph now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make my name for myself.
Well, Kansas City is even, they just came out with it, still in the top 5 in murders per capita or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, along with St. Louis. I guess St. Joe's getting there.
See, I don't think we could ever actually move, though, because I don't know what we'd complain about. Like, I feel like we go to a nice, like, a little town in Ohio and just be like, everything's fine.
Well, I don't know. Everything sucks. All the time.
That good, huh?
Everything sucks all the time. We should get on t-shirts.
Yeah. We haven't done new t-shirts in a while. I'd be okay with
haven't.
that. I'd be okay with that.
We haven't done much in a while. We've just been nose to the grindstone doing this.
It has, and like I said, these last 2 weeks, it kind of sucked because we've been snowed in. We haven't been able to do much.
And I got the flu.
You got the flu. I didn't for once, so I won't be here next week because I'll have the flu.
No.
That's how it works.
You'll have the sympathy pains.
I have the sympathy flus.
Dalton has the sympathy pains.
It's a thing. It is a thing.
And I was thinking, you've missed at least 1 week a month since coming back to the channel.
That sounds fair. That's about on my, that's my work par, too. I'm like, I'll give you 1 a month.
Well, but here's the problem is it becomes a week.
Yes.
Do you miss a week of work every month?
If I could, I would.
I know you would.
For sure.
I know you would, baby doll.
It's gotten to the point, though, like, Megan's sister has a Christmas tree that she's getting rid of. Megan wants a new Christmas tree. I say, we have a Christmas tree. Why should we replace it? It's fine. It's from the 50s. It's held up all this time.
Lead paint.
So anyway, we're getting rid of the Christmas tree, and we're getting this new Christmas tree from her sister, and all the kids at her sister's house were sick. And she's like, actually, could you put it away for a couple weeks, and we'll come get it afterwards, because if he walks in there to get the tree, he'll end up sick. He will be sick, and it will be miserable. Nothing but chicken and stars.
Yeah, you are the sickliest son of a bitch.
It's amazing.
It's, amazing is not the word I would use to describe it. But, like, there's times where you're sick so often that I am left to assume that you're either dying or you're making it up.
And, like, what gets me is, like, people all like, oh, I have a cold. I don't get a fucking cold. Like, there is no in-between. I am either deathly ill or fine. So I guess I just have, like, no fortitude towards things.
Yeah, it's not that you don't get
because, like, if I have a sniffle, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't get out of this bed. My nose will drip on everything. I have to stay here.
I can't feel my body.
And when you have a cold and you don't feel well, do people just like go do shit anyway?
Yes.
I can't do it.
Yes.
It's completely exhausting. I feel like I'm going to fall over. I can't function.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're sick.
So either I just am sick all the time, or I can't differentiate between sickness and cold.
You can't differentiate between I'm sick and I'm dying.
That's fair.
That's the problem. You differentiate between I'm fine and I'm sick. You don't differentiate between I'm sick and I'm dying. So it's I'm fine and I'm dying.
That's fair. That's fair. I do die a lot.
You die a lot.
I die a lot.
And like there's times where. So I was afraid to even tell you I was sick. Because then I know what happens is that gets rid of your excuses. You're like, well, I gotta be healthy now. I mean, he's already sick. He's got that excuse.
Well, maybe that's a good thing, though. Maybe you should be sick all the time, so I'll be like, well, fuck, now I gotta do stuff.
No, because now, next week, around Wednesday, I'll get a text message. Oh, I don't feel good. I think you gave me the plague.
Yeah, that does sound exactly like me.
I think you got me sick.
Yep. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
That's what's going to happen.
It's most likely. It's always been a thing.
And then there's like a 30% chance that he won't show up next week.
Fair. You really should start like an odds game. Like we should start betting. Like I don't think I can participate because like I'm the control group here.
So the odds are 25% Dalton's not going to show up to film. The odds are 50% Dalton is not going to show up, or he will forget something.
Oh, no, I'd up the odds on forgetting something.
Well, what that becomes is every other week.
Fair.
50% is every other week. The odds are 75% that Dalton will not show up and or not remember to bring something and or completely fuck something up. And the odds are 100% that Dalton will not show up and or forget something and or completely fuck something up and or bitch incessantly.
That's usually my go-to, my cure-all. If everything's going right, as long as I can bitch about it going right, it's fine. So, like, I'm actually proud of myself. Like, I went through, I'm like, all right, make sure there's a thumb drive. You need to take a thumb drive back to him. Get both the hard drives. Everything's packed up nice and neat. So I guarantee within the hour, I'll be like, oh, shit.
Something somewhere is
Something
forgotten.
somewhere is forgotten. Like, I accidentally left Josh outside on the leash. Son of a bitch.
I
He's
didn't
gonna
even give him
freeze.
water.
Poor guy.
Can we continue bitching about Dalton?
If it makes you feel better, I don't really. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the problem. Dalton has what I like to call big dick syndrome. Dalton loves to pretend to be the big swinging dick. Is that true? Is that fair?
That's fair.
What that means is, whenever we have a good idea, Dalton's going to have a cigarette in his mouth. And as soon as we got that big idea, baby, oh, that's going to work. Oh, that's going to work. And what happens is, he sits back, and he thinks about it. And boy, that idea would work, wouldn't it? And if that idea would work, having the idea is just as good as completing the idea. So we never complete anything.
But we got a lot of ideas.
Got a lot of ideas.
A lot of ideas.
Also, we take a look at the numbers for the channel, things like that, and we're growing. Putting in the work, hard work, and we're growing. So we got that cigarette, baby. And we got that cigarette. That's all the work that needs to be done. And there I don't.
That's correct. Just sit back and wait. I'm telling you, so there is a movie trailer just came out. I just saw this trailer literally like yesterday, 2 days ago. It's Matthew McConaughey, and I believe the title of the movie is called The Beach Bum. And like for the longest time, people kept like listing me as like, you're the dude from The Big Lebowski, 100%. I think this might be my next go-to character.
The beach bum.
The Beach Bum. It's...
I'm
so excited about it.
You don't live anywhere near a beach.
I
You're
could.
just the bum.
Just the bum?
You're just the bum.
I'm okay with that.
You're bum Dalton.
I'm okay. Like, sometimes I like to go to the rug store and, like, find a really nice rug. It really ties the room together. And I just like to lay on it and just wait for the world to happen around me. It's okay. It's okay.
You gotta write your writer's manifesto, and instead of the rum diaries, it'll just be the bum diaries.
The bum diaries?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Somebody mentioned at one point in time, there was a book, they're like, this is so up your alley. It's about this, guy, he's going on this adventure to find himself. It's one man's journey about finding himself, and it's Eastern philosophy, and it's this and that and the other, and it's called the Dharma Bums. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. So I go to look for it at the library. It's fucking Jack Kerouac. It's On the Road Part 2.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm so angry about this.
But it makes so much sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, conceptually, shouldn't you love On the Road?
I should.
Yeah.
There's just something I can't get behind. It's bad.
Well, it's your incessant need to complain.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's there's a lot of books that I can read. I'm like, that's fucking wonderful.
Yeah, but all of your wonderful books suck.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Not
everything
necessarily.
You love sucks.
Oh, As I Lay Dying. We read that last year.
I forced that on you.
You forced that on me.
I had to try 3 times to get you to read that. And you complained
the whole time.
You complained the whole time until part 3 of the read-along.
I'd say it's probably a top 5 book.
Yeah.
It's good.
So 2/3 of the book you absolutely hated. And then it's in your top 5.
I think everything that I say, you just have to take it with a grain of salt. Like, you have to realize that I have to over-dramatize everything.
Yeah, you sure do, Scott.
I do. I don't get that reference, but okay.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Oh, yep, that's it. That's it. That's exactly what it is. I'm at peace with
It's just
that.
like... I don't... It's so opposite. Because you get sold on ideas.
I do.
And you get sold on ideas without trying them. Does that make sense?
That's fair.
And I'm the exact opposite. So I'm willing to try anything, right? But once there's not results, we're going to move on. You fall in love with ideas, and it's like you just want to keep trying them. Keep doing that thing over and over. Like gambling. It's a gambling thing.
It's fun.
And you're not going to win, but you keep going back.
Absolutely.
You keep going.
It's an enjoyable thing.
You keep putting the quarters in that slot machine.
One of these days, baby.
It's just a deposit at this point. You're
Absolutely.
making a deposit.
I've gotten to the point where I really feel like I should just go in and write the doorman a check and be like, thanks. Had fun. See you tomorrow.
I'll take my room now.
Also, I really expect for my birthday this year, I would like you to purchase me a bathtub thermometer. I'd like to keep that on hand.
It'll be the rectal thermometer.
That's fair. Yeah, the bathtub thermometer, but labeled a rectal thermometer, just to be safe.
I'll just buy you a bong and label it rectal thermometer.
Yeah.
Just a big old tube of glass.
So there is a smoke shop across the street from your house, and we used to go over there every now and then for cigars, cheap cigars. And any smoke shop you go into, they sell bongs now nationwide. You can get them anywhere.
Yeah.
But there's always a little disclaimer that says, for tobacco use only. I was like, really? Really? Is this necessary?
Here's the thing that gets me about that. You know they're putting that on there because they have to legally.
They have to.
Why would you have to legally?
It makes no sense.
No sense.
No sense whatsoever.
Like, we make all of these weird little exceptions and rules for things we don't like. But you should have the freedom to sell any product you want as long as the product itself is not illegal. But some things, you have the right to sell it, but you've got to write this on there.
It makes no sense to me.
None.
Like, I feel like there should be warnings with other things.
Sure, all sorts of other things.
Because, like, I'm sure I could smoke crack out of something at the hardware store. Everything should come with a warning. Do not use for crack.
Yeah, do not use this to smoke crack.
I'm wondering now if I smoke crack out of something from the hardware store, I can come back and be like, listen, you told me that I could purchase this and do whatever I want with it.
You did not tell me no crack.
You did not tell me no crack. And now I got an addiction. I need help.
This is your fault.
Anyway, that's what I got this week. You got anything else?
I don't have anything. I didn't start with anything.
That's fair.
I just wanted to complain about Dalton a little bit.
It was a good video then. Good episode. Good complaints.
Yeah, we got to air it out.
Feel better about
I got
yourself?
some other stuff to say off camera.
I'm going to go smoke a cigarette then. If you like this kind of thing, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a like as well. We do Variety Hour every single week here on Strip Cover Lit. And if you'd like to help us create more great content like this, there's a link as always to our Patreon to be found in the description below.
Where you can help us have the biggest books, the bestest looks, and all the charm it ever took.